tearing down a bunch of trees, but apparently they're not really trees. It's cottonwood, I guess, and it's a flood zone, and so they're clearing it out so that it's still effective, I guess. But so it's about every 10 years they do this. Apparently it takes 10 years to get to be a giant bushy mess. To say it didn't, I didn't even realize that it's ever been cleared. I mean, it's just these cottonwoods or whatever it was just filling the entire area, and it looks like something like bamboo would grows really fast. And so yeah, they were clearing that up. So here we go. Let's get some work done, shall we? I was going to go to my YouTube page actually and fix, I guess, my my last stream. I think I titled it wrong, so I wanted to fix the. Maybe I didn't. Maybe I was just thinking I did. Let's see what I put on here. Creating service bus. Creating service bus queue into. Oh, okay. So the actual exercise is that I did last time, just so for reference, right? It's a service bus queues. That's what it was. So this was just queues. This whole module is queues and topics, service bus queues and topics. So I should probably change this to be a little bit more specific. We'll go here. And this was, this is the one that I just did, so I got to get rid of that. That was kind of a misfire. It was only 58 seconds, and my wife came storming down the stairs, had to update me on what was going on across the street. So, but we'll go back here and take this out. We'll say creating service bus queue. And then we will just set this over here, programming, and we will say no. This is for monetization. It's not really bad, trust me. There's nothing wrong with it. If kids do want to watch it, they can watch it. It's just not made for kids. And I don't know, apparently if you say yes, it's made for kids, you can't monetize it. And I mean, it's not like I'm in danger of monetizing this anytime soon. I haven't met any of the necessary criteria to monetize, so it's really not an issue. But all right, let's get on with this. Okay, so the exercise we are actually doing is this one, which I don't, did I already open it? Okay, I don't know what that is. All right, so we're going to open this up in a new window. All right, send and receive messages using a topic. Now, the difference between queues and topics is still a little gray for me in my brain. So let's see if I can find, just in case you want it a little bit better. So service bus queues, service bus topics are just, to me, they sound like the same thing. Okay, so what a topic does is it allows you to put, so I think what it is with a queue, it's one thing, one in, one out. So you send in a message and the message goes someplace, right? And like, say for example, you have this one feed that you're going to have that's going to send this message in, and then it's going to feed out to whoever the subscribers are. The subscribers subscribe to that feed, it's done. With a topic, it's kind of like a step in the middle. So now you can have multiple services sending in their messages, and let's say a topic, say you have 4 services, 2 of them deal with I don't know, All right, say for example, you're streaming and you want your stream to send out messages to the people who are watching, right? And so you create a topic that might categorize multiple types of your videos. Like you may have, say for example, let's say YouTube notifies you every time I go live. That's like a single cue to subscribers. People subscribe, they get a message. If, however, you subscribe to my programming group, that'd be like subscribing to a topic. So whenever I would post a new thing that's marked as part of my programming message, I could have 10 videos that have come out and 5 of them go to the programming. You'd only get messages for the programming. Anybody who subscribed to my programming would get those messages. Now, I don't believe that YouTube does that. You know, you could go to my page, or you could follow that page, but you're not going to really get any real notices. But I'm just saying, if you did have an interest in that and it did send out messages every time I set something or posted something to that, you would get that because it's a topic of my videos. So it's like a grouping that lets you focus your subscriptions on maybe multiple videos. You want to know about all the videos that are going out that are for that topic, but you don't want to know about the ones that are not. So that's kind of what the premise is there. So it's a matter of just kind of coming up with a solution that works for you, and the topics allow for that kind of customization. Just there you go. All right, so same basic thing. I'm not going to use the okay, so what happens here, last time I did this in VS Code, which is to me better in the sense that I get to keep the code, right? If you do this here via the Cloud Shell, which is what I did ultimately to make it actually work, you do it in the Cloud Shell, it'll work, but it'll disappear as soon as you're done. And so you're really just practicing it. You're not going to actually see it live. I guess you could actually come back here and step through and see what kind of code it's using, and then copy it to your code and eventually deploy it. I'm not sure exactly how best to deploy your code, because I haven't learned that piece. This isn't showing you how to deploy it from like VS Code or VS Studio. So that's what I did it in VS Code, but I didn't know how to deploy it. Because you can't just deploy it. You have to create a service bus project. I don't know how to do it. I was trying to figure it out for a brief time, but I didn't want to waste a lot of time with it. So I went back and just did it through Azure. So that's what we're going to do now. Let's do this. All right, so we're going to pull this guy over here so I can easily see him. And then we're going to pull this guy over here and go to the exercise and wait for it to stop going black on me. And then we'll go down here and it's weird. I put in these tags, but they don't actually apply. I don't even know when they apply. They might go to so it says it put it on YouTube, it says it put it on Twitch, but it has no effect on my tags. So I don't know what it's doing, even though it says it did something. I don't know. Maybe it just means it sent the message. So you're probably seeing my messages because I send it through Restream. Anyway. Here we go. We're going to go to Cloud Shell. Make sure you're in the correct directory by running the following command. Wait for it to load. and paste. Confirm. All right, write code to send a message. To complete the component that sends messages about sales performance, complete these steps. In Azure, Cloud Shell Editor, open, so we're basically going back to the same thing I did before, which means I basically have to do this command again, because it doesn't load unless you go to classic mode. So there, now we have it actually loaded. And maybe I can make it smaller, but apparently I can't make it bigger. What the heck is going on here? Stop it. I don't know what's going on. Help. Look, I can go smaller, but I can't go bigger. Weird. If I go off the screen, I can go bigger. Okay, that's weird. All right, so we'll try this again. So apparently I had to stay in here because now I got to figure out how to rebuild my thing because this is gone. Boy. See, this is why I hate that this is not long. This doesn't hold. So, see, it disappears because I lost my connection since yesterday. In order for me to make that work, I have to go all the way back and basically redo the last lesson so that, dang it. All right, so let's see if I can go back here. I gotta go all the way back to this one. And let's see, I gotta open this up again. Because this one actually has the part where you build the connect. Nope, that's not what I want. This one? No. I think we might be getting close though. This one shows you how. I think I am going back to this one. But is this the one that's actually going to pull it down? Alright, so I guess I have to do this. Well, got to go over to my notes now. And go to my saved copies for reference. Let's see, Azure, namespace, resource name, query, namespace. All right. Still not it. What the heck? Copied it. Well, that's not even the right thing. Alright, so I gotta copy this, change it. Apparently lost my previous set here. Now I gotta put in my namespace, which is this guy. Paste. And then I have to put in my resource group, which is this guy. I have this off screen, sorry about that. I'm just having to build this thing back. I'll put it back in shortly. Is there like no way to do this without? Man, what a pain in the backside. There we go. Is that right? HTTPS. No, that don't look right. Ugh. What is that? You can't go to a blank line without triggering all this stuff that I just did and I don't want. Dang nabbit. I wish there was a way. Is there a way to clear? Oh, there's probably a clear here, huh? No, maybe not. I wonder if I can go like, no, because I won't be able to control C it. All right, now let's try this again. Paste. No, that is not what I wanted. And then you can't delete. Ah! Why is it putting down the wrong lines? Why is it doing that? Holy moly. All right, let's copy this again. Copy and paste. Enter. Oh my gosh, what? Oh, no, I just got my endpoint. I didn't want my endpoint. This is what I want to do. Okay, so I actually did the wrong thing. Paste. I'm not worried about the endpoint because it's the same endpoint for everybody. Well, same endpoint in the sense that all right, there we go. It's finally it's there. All right, so and I probably have to do all this stuff again. So I'll just copy this because I know it's supposed to be private message center. I probably need all of this because I'm guessing that if you don't have the necessary bits, I'm pretty sure you're going to have some kind of problem. What? Yes. What do you?
The wedding is outside, so just FYI.
Oh, okay. So yeah, where was I? Okay, message center. We're going to change program.cs. And yes. Do you need something?
No, I was just wanted to tell you that the wedding is outside, so you might want to bring a hat or something. So.
Oh, okay, yeah. Going to a wedding this afternoon, so. Where was I? All right, let's just Control A, Control V. And then I got to put my endpoint in because that one is not going to work. This does step you through putting each piece of code in. I just know that it's slower that way. When you could just go to the last one and put it in all at once. And this lets you send a message to the queue, and then you check to see how, then it lets you get a message back from the queue, all using that code. You're not really doing anything that's all right, now you have the receiver, which you got. I got to update the receiver here. So we'll go. You know what? I'm going to go to receiver. Program CS. Do the same thing. We're going to Control A, Control V. I'm going to go put my endpoint in. Control C. Now go all the way over to this endpoint. It. All right, so now all my code should be good as long as I don't close my session and lose everything. So we'll do that. We did the send. It lets you check those values. Now we're going to go over here. To send a message to a topic, we got to do this stuff. So on here, let's see what it says here. Set filters. Oh, this is just the how to do it knowledge, and this is the actual let's do it. We are in there because it says I'm in there. And we're going to go all the way to the end because I don't want to look at all this code because I'm going to be lazy. I will look at it to go briefly over it, but performance message sender. Performance message sender. Go to program CS. And then we're going to go here. And then I got to go change the endpoint again. And we'll hit Control S for save. Okay, so basically all we did is we update the connection string, which is what I just did there. And then you got the topic name, which we define as sales performance messages, which is what they just told us to set it at. Replace that line of code with this code. So we just find comments in there in the default data and then update them to match what we need here. So they're adding in a wait because you have to wait for that response. And then we're going to go to the performance async area, which is down here. And we're going to update the line of code in there. And then we're going to fix the try catch block. Try catch block needs, so basically what it had was the default values. And then you go in here and you're changing them for your stuff. Assuming you didn't change any names or do anything weird, your code should look pretty much the same. I did not use any different names, so everything should work fine. If you change names when you created anything like your client information, it may or may not work. So you'll have to remember that. And then it gets down to after you've made all these changes, you're going to go here and you're going to run it. Okay, so we're going to send a message to our topic now. We're going to copy this guy. We should be able to go paste and .NET run. Now, let's see what it says. The .NET Tools Collection, read more about .NET. The installed ASP, I was doing a lot of stuff here. Write your first app, find out what's new, explore documentation, report issues, and find source in GitHub. I don't know what all that is. Sending a message to the sales performance topic. Sending message total sales for Brazil in August, 13 million. Message was sent successfully. Okay, as the program executes, watch for notifications in Cloud Shell that indicate that a message is being sent. Each time you run the app, another message is added to the topic, and a copy becomes available for each subscription. So we got to the message, yeah, so we're good there. Check the message count before you retrieve messages for subscription. So we're going to go here, copy that, and then we're going to go, and then I'm going to have to do another thing where I update my parts. I first have to change the namespace to match, and I also have to change my resource group to match. Then I can copy this, go down here, and hit paste. Which is basically the same message you see here, this whole section. I just updated the resource, the namespace, and the resource group to match my stuff. So we have one whole message. Whoa. If you replace Americas with Europe and Asia and run the command again, you'll see that both subscriptions have the same number of messages. So what? Go here, and then how do I? Americas. Replace it with what? Europe and Asia. Hey, look, they both have one. Write code to retrieve a topic message for a subscription. So now we're going to type code dot, which I think is just going to do what I just... See, I did not do what it says up here, which is close the editor. There's probably a thing up here that says, yeah, close the editor. I didn't do that. I just ran this with the editor open, so I don't need to do the code dot. In the editor, open the performance receiver. And then we got to copy, we got to put the connection string in, put a bunch of other stuff in. So I could take my connection string, which is my endpoint here, go to here and put it right in the middle. Then it goes through and does a bunch of other edits, same things. We're going to go through, we're going to say replace the line of code with this. And really it's just saying replace with, it doesn't even explain it. Process your options. Follow the line of code, replace that line of code, configure the handler, replace the line of code with. So we're just replacing comments with other things. Process messenger, message handler. So they're going to increment the message handler a couple times. Replace that line of code with. So we're basically here just going to start the processor. Put in a couple of awaits so things work. And then we're going to be good here. So the difference is I'm only going to take from here down now because I didn't do all those other things because I didn't want to do it step by step. So we're just going to go here, Control Shift End, Control V, Control S. Oh wait, what did I just do? Wait, that's not what I meant to do. Oh, you're dumb. Okay. So where was I? Something went wonky. I selected, yeah, did not do what I wanted to. Back up here, Control C. I got more than I bargained for with that little attempt. Good grief. There we go. And then we'll hit Control S. So you can see all the stuff in here. We got some right lines. We're adding stuff to the console so that we can see everything that it's actually going to be doing. So there's a fair number of console.writes in here. And it's going to show us press enter to exit. This is just all the stuff that's going to happen. Now we're going to go here and we're going to say .NET run my message receiver. No, because this is being a turd about how it copies things, man. And there's just no way to delete. Can I do like a Control C? Oh, that worked. Oh, nice. Give me a new line. I didn't even know that worked. Okay. All right. Let's try this again. Copy. Paste. It's doing something. Performance message receiver. Press enter to exit. Receive message. Sequence number 1. Body total. Sales for Brazil. August 13 million. Oh, I gotta hit enter. Okay. You'll see output similar to the following. Receive message, sequence number, total sales. Yeah. Okay. Check the message count after you retrieve a message for subscription. So basically it's the same thing where I'm going to go do my message count thing here, which is my .NET show. Paste. Zero. If you replace America's erased in this code to see the current message count for the European, so you'll see that the message count is 1 in the preceding code. Only America's was set to retrieve code, so that message is still waiting for Europe, Asia to retrieve it. Oh. So if I go like this and go over here to Europe, Asia, Europe and Asia, still 1. So essentially, yeah, it's showing you that you have these topics now. You got 2 people who have subscribed to the topic, but if you only retrieve, only the ones that retrieve clear out. So it's got these multiple counts for everybody. That's all it's saying. So you can actually control how many are going to go to each, or you're going to have all these messages. They're all going to be prepared for everybody. And if they all come and get them at the same time, they'll all disappear. If not, they won't clear until somebody fetches that information. Now, Europe and Asia is the subscriber. I guess on an individual basis, you know, if you have like multiple stores or whatever, it could be store 1, 2, 3, 4, store 1, 2, 3, 5, store 1, 2, 3, 6, and they all get, you know, messages, you know, corporate's going out of business, guys, good luck. And when they go fetch their message, they're like, what? No. So, but no, ultimately you might be something more of the, I've got these messages for, say, total North American pizza orders, and you've got some, only the North American companies are going to get that information because it doesn't matter to anyone else, right? So, but all of the stores, when they come and fetch that, it would stay in existence until each store, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the Americas, gets their information. So there you go. We are done with that one. They actually have a knowledge check here. I'm curious if it's the same as the one that's on Coursera. This is really only a 3-question knowledge check. Which of the following queues should you use if you need FIFO message order and subject? So service bus queues, I think, supports FIFO. Suppose you're sending a message with Azure Service Bus and you want multiple components to receive it. Which Azure Service Bus feature should you use? And you want multiple components to receive it. So yeah, you're going to use the topic because, well, actually, multiple components to receive it. Actually, that could be wrong because I think topics are about having multiple publishers sending out to multiple receivers. But you're sending a single message and you want multiple components to receive it. I would think that's just a regular queue. But maybe a queue only does one? I don't know. True or false? You can add a message that's 20 megabytes in size to Azure Service Bus queue. I don't remember the size requirement. Let's go. Oh. What does it say? Did I get any of these right? Correct, correct, correct is true. False is incorrect. If you use, so this one tells you the answer right out the gate. If you use the premium tier, you can send messages up to 100. For the standard, it's 256. Wait. Oh, 20. If you use the premium tier, you can send messages up to 100. For standard, it's 256. Incorrect. If you use the premium tier, you can send messages up to 100. For a standard tier, it's 256. So, okay. True or false? You can add messages that are 20 megabytes in size to Azure. So this is like both? Because if it doesn't say which version you're using, it just says Azure Service Bus Queue, 20 megabytes. Well, if you're using premium, the answer is true. If you're not using premium, obviously the answer is false. But that is kind of conflictory. If it doesn't say what version of Azure Service Bus you're using, it just says, can you do it? It's like, yeah, just use premium. Huh. I'm confused. I don't feel like that's a wrong answer. Don't know. All right, well, let's go back to mine and say, well, mark this as done. We just did this one. Mark is completed. Go to next. It's going to ask me if I did it, which is what this quiz is. And we'll say yes. And it must be hot outside because the air conditioning is blasting me down here. Go to next item. And now we just have knowledge check and the module's done. So let's go see how my knowledge check goes. We got test prep, which was another test. It's like you got a quiz and then a test prep. There's only like 5 in the quiz though. In which ways can Azure Service Bus exchange messages? Well, we got queues and topics. What is a queue? Oh, see, that's where things get weird to me. All right, an object that performs synchronous two-way communication between applications. A service that ensures that messages can be delivered in multiple receivers. A simple temporary storage location. No, let's go with that. It must be the synchronous. Only topics must be asynchronous, I'd imagine, because you can have multiples. Because it said earlier, if I wanted to do that, I'd have to use Service Bus topics. So topic would not be a queue, right? A relay in true or false? A relay is an object that performs synchronous two-way communication between applications. True. Oh. Well, if this is false, in which ways can Azure Service Bus exchange messages? I didn't even... I don't know. I'm going to say... let's go with the relay, whatever. In what order does an Azure Service Bus queue handle messages? FIFO. I might be getting a lot of these wrong. I'm definitely having doubts. I'm second guessing myself. You plan on building an Azure solution in which you expect the queue to exceed 80 gigabytes in size. Which Azure service is best to use in this scenario? 80, I'm gonna have to say queue storage, because that's pretty big. I would imagine you need extra space. How bad did I do? 40, oh God, did so bad. What is that, missed 4 out of 7? That's pretty bad. Okay. It's just confusing. I mean, what's synchronous? What is a queue? A service, it's got to be multiple receivers then. And then that's not false. Okay, a relay is an object that performs synchronous two-way communication between applications. A relay is an object that performs asynchronous. Oh, okay. I thought I read synchronous, but it's asynchronous. It's supposed to be synchronous. Same. Yeah, it's false. So synchronous means you can't. It won't do it at the same time. That's correct, and that's correct. So I got 4 correct answers and 2 wrong answers, but unfortunately, this one doesn't count as 4. This counts as one question I got right. Oh, you didn't answer all the correct answers. Oh, apparently relay is part of it, so it's not fully correct either. All right, try again. So yeah, boo me. But it's pretty easy to get it right. Apparently relays is one of the ways. We just didn't talk about it in this module, and I just missed it because of that fact. What is a queue? Multiple receivers. True or false? A relay is an object that performs asynchronous. Oh, that's apparently false. It's synchronous. And then it's FIFO and storage because it's a big monster at everything. Oh, I still managed to miss one. What the heck? What is a queue? A service that assures national. Okay, topic. Yeah, that's what I thought, but it's like it's not synchronous two-way communication. So really, it's a simple temporary storage location? I would not have thought that. That's how they explain a queue? Huh. Huh. I'm writing that down. A queue is a simple temporary storage location for messages. I mean, I guess it is, right? I guess. I mean, I guess if you really think about it, I'm going to get 100% on this. Let's try it again. Nope, I'm going back to it again. Try again. Got to get it 100% because you can't afford not to get everything 100%. A simple temporary storage location for messages, apparently. Asynchronous, nope, false. And it's FIFO, and it's queue storage, and it's this, and submit. All right, so I got 100% after 3 tries. But hey, you know, the important thing is that I have all the correct answers, so that when it's time to take a test, I will know all the answers. We're going to go over the questions. I got my mega list of questions that I'm going to have to study when it's time to take the test. But in the meantime, we will just continue to plug away here. It's got one more test to go. Let's go do it, shall we? Go to next item, start assignment. Did you do it? Oh no, this is not a did you do it. Okay. You're developing a web application for your customer. Your customer wanted to decouple the application components using asynchronous communication. As per business analyst, the order of messages is important as it represents the flow of data. Which Azure service do you include in the development? Service bus, because we need that's how you can control FIFO. You are developing an e-commerce application. The application generates millions of orders and captures user behavior. Users must be informed as when there is progress for their order. The application must support the sales and marketing team to analyze live user behavior. Which Azure service should you use to support order processing? Okay, so we want messages, but we're just tracking. See, I get event grid, and event hub. I think events are best for this because this is just notifications. But I can't remember if grid, if it's hub is more robust. And I think that's the one I want. Let's see if I have information on hubs. Let's see, hubs, authenticate, save stream of information. Event stream requires aggregate or analytics. Yeah, see, this is what they want because they want to be able to analyze. Okay, so you plan to use programmatic classes like QClient. You plan to use programmatically classes like QClient, a class that is included in a library of .NET classes that Microsoft provides and which you can use in any .NET framework language to interact with service bus queues, topics, or relays. What should you do to make use of this library? I think they said you had to do this service bus NuGet package. The Azure Service Bus Library, that's kind of an odd question, huh? You have to know what the NuGet package you're going to need is. The Azure Service Bus Library makes async methods available for interacting with queues. Why it is best to use these methods? That's like poor language. Why it is best to use these methods? It's like somebody, like an alien, comes in. Why is it best? Why it is best to use these methods? Sound like a robot would be talking, or Yoda. Why it is best to use these methods? Okay, I'm getting hung up on the words, man. Library makes anything. Okay. So those calls will be processed in order, one by one. To improve the security layer, to avoid blocking a thread while waiting on calls to complete. Let's do that. You are developing an Azure messaging solution. You need to ensure that the solution meets the following requirements: provide transactional support, provide duplicate detection, I think Event Hub, store the message for unlimited period of time. Ooh, no, we got to do that. I think that has to be in a service bus. Store the messages for unlimited period of time. Transactional support. Which two technologies will meet the requirements? Probably transactional support. Probably topic and queue? I don't know. I think it's a service bus thing, because I think if you want to keep it, I don't think Event Hub, well, I guess a storage queue can keep things. Start the message from there. Provide duplicate detection. Provide transactional support. Yeah, maybe it is this one, because both of these I think can hold for a long period of time. Maybe. I'm pretty sure it's not event hubs. Because a queue in itself is a temporary storage, but you need unlimited amount of time. I would say, I'd say I believe the service bus will do this. It may have to be topical, though. That's what I'm trying to figure out here. Queue storage is for larger. Yeah, I think we're good. I'm gonna go with it. All right, so I'll find out if I'm wrong. It might be Q. I'm thinking service Azure Storage Queue for sure, but I might be bus topic and not bus queue. But guess we'll find out. You're developing an Azure solution to collect point of sale device data from 2,000 stores located throughout the world. A single device can produce 2 megabytes of data every 24 hours. Each store location has 1 to 5 devices that send data. You must store the device data in Azure Blob Storage. Device data must be correlated based on device identifier. Additional stores are expected to open in the future. You need to implement a solution to receive the device data. Solution: provision an Azure Service Bus. Configure a topic to receive the service data by using correlation filter. Yes, let's do that. I think that would work. Topics are supposed to be good for multi-point locations. And if it's wrong, then it's probably something Service Bus is not the right version, but like it might be. They have to be because you're using topics. I don't know. All right. You're developing an Azure service application that processes queue data when it receives a message from a mobile application. Messages may not be sent to the service consistently. You have the following requirements. Queue size must now be larger than 80 gigabytes. Use a FIFO. Minimum Azure costs. You need to implement the messaging solution. Use the .NET API to add a message to an Azure Service Bus queue from the mobile application. That's really big though. Queue size must not grow. Oh. Mobile application. Create an Azure function app that uses the Azure Service Bus queue trigger. Function app that uses an Azure Service Bus queue trigger. Service Bus can definitely handle a FIFO. A function app can handle the minimizing your costs. We'll say that. All right, sure. Let's try it. I'm sure I got some of them wrong, but how much? Oh god, half of them, almost half. Blah, blah. Incorrect. Okay, so it's not event hubs. You're developing an it's probably the service bus then. Application generates millions of order, captures user behavior. You must be informed as when there is progress for the order. The application must support the sales and marketing team to analyze live. Oh man, because you need analytics. Analytics is for service bus. Yeah, that was the thing. Large messages, both at most and at least. Guarantees FIFO supports role-based security can group messages. Event hubs. Well, event hubs will support analytics as well, but it's got to be event hubs then. Man, I'm going to have to organize my notes. They're all over the place. All right, what do we got left? Okay, so install, that one I knew was right. The Azure Service Bus library makes async methods available for interacting with queues. Why it is best. To avoid blocking a thread while waiting on calls to complete. Try going back and reviewing write code that used Service Bus queues. See, that only did one, so it's really hard to actually know what that's going to do. So those calls will be processed in order, one by one. To improve the security layer? I don't think that's right. So it must be to avoid blocking a thread while waiting on calls to complete. Huh. Okay, so it is queue and topic. Wait. So store the messages for an unlimited period of time. So Azure Storage Queue can't do that? I mean, isn't that the whole point of a storage? All right. And then those were both valid solutions. All right. Try again. You're developing a web application. Which Azure service asynchronous communication as per the business analyst? The order of messages is important. You're developing an e-commerce application. It is not event grid. It's going to have to be Azure Service Bus. Because I really thought Azure Hub or Event Hubs would take care of it, but guess not. You plan to use programmatic classes like Q client, a class that. Oh, I need to have Service Bus NuGet package. The Azure Service Bus library makes async methods available for interacting with queues. Why it is best to use these methods? Well, it ain't one by one, so it must be avoid blocking. And then must be queue and topic, because I would have thought it was storage queue, but apparently not. And then yes, this works, and yes, this works, because they're the same questions. It just they mix up the question, the order of there you go. But I definitely will need to keep that in my need to know questions for later, because I need to study these. All study notes. Three, 4, 5, 6. That's too good. These are big questions. Might take up a lot of space. And these I think the test prep stuff will probably be on there, but like I say, when you take these tests, there are boat tons of questions, like probably double to triple what's actually on the test. So when you take the practice test, you take it a boat ton of times just because you want to see all the questions. And I think it's pretty cool the way they do it. You can actually say, give me questions I haven't seen before. Give me the questions I got wrong before, to see if you're learning, if you were able to study it, pick it up, figure it out. You know, give me questions that weren't on the last 5 tests. You can do stuff like that. So you can see, you know, refresh for those things that you've done to test the practice test 10 times, and you want to see some of those questions from the previous 5. And so you just it'll keep randomizing stuff based on the criteria you give it. Like you could just do a test where it's just the ones you got wrong, maybe after doing all 150 questions. So ultimately you want to hit every question they have. So you keep saying, give me ones I haven't had, give me ones I haven't had, till they all start to look familiar after a while. Just note that every time you get the questions, they might tweak them slightly. There's variations of these questions. They'll flip the answers all around. And so.
In this lesson, you created a Service Bus namespace, a queue, and a topic in your subscription by using the Azure portal. And you sent and received messages to the queue and the topic. Service Bus queues and topics are excellent tools that you can use to increase the resilience of communications within a distributed application. By acting as a temporary storage location, they remove the requirement for direct communication.
I need to put together a little chart of my own that just says queue, Event Hub, Event Queue, no, Event Grid, Event Hub, Service Bus, Queue, Service Bus Topic, and yeah, and just kind of know what all these are. Event Queue.
It's a good idea at the end of a project to identify whether you still need the resources you created. Resources left running can cost you money. Let's refer to the reading at the end of this lesson.
So this is an additional, oh, this doesn't do anything. It's just cleanup. All right, so I didn't put anything on. Ultimately, I will go check my costs, because I'm always looking to know how much they think I've spent. So go to cost management here, and if I'm like getting up there, say I'm up to 9 cents charged to me. So 9 cents, not too bad. This is over the course of a month. So I think so far, does it tell you where I spent the 9 cents? My storage, but my storage is pretty empty. It's forecasting me to owe him $2 at the end of the month, so it's not too bad, I guess. All right, that's it. Till next time, you take it easy.